Waking up in West Virginia was a cool and very damp morning as the rain from the previous day had continued overnight. Today we would be heading to Findlay, Ohio for the night via the Triple Nickel. Unfortunately, I failed to plug in the audio for the camera properly this morning, so I lost any of the commentary I had in the clips. This is something I now know to double check in the morning before I leave. As we worked our way through town to the east, we passed the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, where Bob and Chelsea had toured the night before. The backroads of West Virginia were built for motorcycling. If you've never been to the state to ride, I would greatly suggest that you put it on your list of places to go. There are multiple named roads in the area: Head of the Dragon, the Bootlegger, Ellenboro Loop, and even some unnamed ones come to mind like US 33 and US 250. The reality of riding in West Virginia, though, is even the unnamed random backroads are an amazing ride. If you don't mind getting away from people, all you have to do is toss a dart at a map of the area and you're sure to find a road that'll make you smile. After reaching the end of our run on US 47 in Parkersburg, West Virginia, we took a quick trip across US 50 over the Ohio River to get to the start of the Triple Nickel. Highway 555 starts just west of the Ohio Bridge crossing on US 50 and runs all the way up just before the southern section of Zanesville, Ohio. Considered the most technically challenging road in the region, this ride is certainly not for beginners. It's just under 150 kilometers or 92 miles in length from start to finish, and is most certainly one of the best rides in Ohio. Luckily for us, the weather changed its tune the further north we rode on the Nickel. Riding the Triple Nickel is an exhilarating experience for any motorcyclist. This 43-mile stretch winds through the heart of Ohio's Appalachian region, offering a mixed variety of twisty turns, scenic vistas, and sense of adventure. As you navigate the road, you'll encounter over 350 curves, each one demanding your full attention and skill. the road is narrow, adding to the thrill and the challenge. The landscape is a visual treat with lush forests, rolling hills, and picturesque valleys that change with the season. In the fall, the foliage transforms into a vibrant display of colors, making the ride even more spectacular. The Triple Nickel takes you through quaint little towns where you can stop for rest, refuel, and soak in the local culture. It's a journey that tests your riding abilities and rewards you with an unforgettable sense of freedom and connection to the open road. You certainly need to be on your toes when you're riding the Nickel. You need to watch out for the blind corners, sharp turns, and elevation changes, and horse manure randomly scattered across the road. For us, the Triple Nickel has a dear place in our hearts. You see, when we were coming home from a 2 to 3 week motorcycle trip, and we have to cross at Niagara Falls or Fort Erie, it's more than a 2 to 3 hour ride home on the most boring sections of southwestern Ontario. But if we come up the west side of Lake Erie and push north of Detroit to Port Huron, then as soon as we cross the border, we're home within an hour, which makes so much more of a difference in the experience. Right about here, we took an unplanned detour from our route. I don't know what happened with the navigation, but apparently Bob's GPS told him to follow the road to the left and not follow the rest of 555 to Zanesville on the right. These unexpected detours can sometimes lead you down a road you didn't know exist. Kind of like in this case, we took a nice little back road stretch instead of taking the rest of 555, which was actually a little more entertaining. Well, it's been a solid day. First start of the Triple Nickel was a little bit wet, but the mid section was, the good section was good. It was dry, had fun there. One of the GoPros froze on me, so I don't know how much of the video I got from that, but I'll have to look and see. And then never seems to fail. We were about a half hour out of Findlay, and the skies turned black, and we stopped in Forest, Ohio. There was no cell signal to be had, so we were literally going in blind, and glad we geared up because it rained. It was pretty heavy too, but at least now stopped. It hasn't rained here at all. The roads are dry, so hopefully some of this breeze will dry the gear off before we even get to the room and it won't be an issue. Swapped out, put my wet gloves on from yesterday because they're still wet, so there's no point in getting another set soaking wet. So hopefully get these dried out too. We're 10 minutes out from the hotel now. Hey, did you map to the center of Findlay? Because we should have turned left back there.
Maybe I just got the Findlay.
Okay. Up here, we got to cut left. Let me go first, I'll lead.